Alright, let's look at the homework 15.1, problem number 5. Alright, so we have this double integral, and we want to approximate it using the lower left corner points and also midpoint rule. Alright, so let's do that. Alright, so region is 0 to pi by 0 to pi. So you can see that this is going to be, right, so from x is going from 0 to pi, and y is also going from 0 to pi, right? So we have this square region actually, right? So this is going to be R, right? And then we're using m equals 2 and n equals 2, right? So we're going to split this into 4 sections like that, right? So we are using lower left corner, so you can be lower left corner would be here for this rectangle, and lower left corner for this rectangle, and lower left corner that, and here's that. Right, so those are the 4 points. All right, so then we just have to use those points to approximate it. All right, so delta A in this case is going to be, all right, so this is 0 to pi over 2. So it's going to be pi over 2 multiplied by pi over 2. All right, so this is a pi squared over 4. Alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and use the GeoGebra here. Alright, so first I'm going to define a function. So f of x comma y is equal to sine of x plus y. Alright, and I'm going to hit enter. Alright, then what we're going to do is I'm going to first multiply by pi squared over 4, right? Oh, actually, square, yeah, over 4. So that's the delta A value, right? Then we just need to compute f of, right? So first point would be, sample point would be 0, 0. And then next one is, let's see, pi over 2, 0. And the next sample point would be pi over 2, pi over 2. So pi over 2, pi over 2. Right, then plus, and last point is going to be, oh, actually, I skipped the one. I can do it here. 0, pi over 2. All right, so that's everyone, right? So this is first one is this guy. And second one is that point, and third one I actually did that point, and this is the fourth point. Right, so I'm going to hit enter. All right, so I got the 4.935. All right, so let's type it in, and here I got 4.935. All right, so let's check the answer. Submit for testing. Alright, I came back and looks like we got this one correctly. Alright, so let's do part B. We're going to use midpoint rule. Alright, so since we're using a midpoint, we're going to use midpoint of each rectangle. So we have a midpoint here, midpoint there, midpoint there. Alright, so I'm going to use those sample points to estimate the value of the double integral. Alright, so I'm going to do it on GeoGebra. Alright, first I'm going to put delta A, which is pi squared over 4. Alright, and using the first sample point, which is pi over 4, pi over 4. Alright, next sample point is 3 pi over 4, pi over 4. Right, and next one, next point would be let's see, pi over 4, 3 pi over 4. Right, and the last point would be 3 pi over 4, comma 3 pi over 4. All right, let's hit enter. All right, so we ended up actually getting a 0. All right, so let's see if that's the correct answer. All right, so we got, let's see, that's not the right number here. All right, I'm gonna submit for testing. All right, it came back and looks like using midpoint rule, we ended up getting a 0. All right, that's it. I hope that this was clear.